Alrighty, so we're back here on some more Warframe, but that is not actually the main point of the video, or at least not the game itself, whatever, gameplay, whatnot. Although I will quickly go ahead and say I did get the Hespar and Aeolak. It was surprisingly fast, I really got lucky. Hespar, I got the blade on the second attempt, and then Aeolak, I got the receiver on also my second attempt. So yep, easy, just get better RNG, I don't know what else to say. But we're not on Warframe today, instead we're on this little website actually. I saw Brozime do this earlier, so I thought, I might as well give my own takes on it. This is an about me for Warframe, and it's just got like some simple kind of questions. It's sort of like a questionnaire. It's very much subjective, I'll just go ahead and say that. So if you want to fill this out, you can just visit the website. I'll probably put in the link in the description. But I figured we might as well go ahead and do this because it's a little something more fun and chill to do, so why not? So first question is the first frame. My first frame was actually Volt. He's who I started with. I went with the speedy boy, and he was definitely my only frame for quite a few master ranks. I think like master rank 5, I started in 2017. That's when I first played. And then first prime is actually Mesa. She was the latest prime at the time that I got her, and honestly she's kind of what got me back into the game, because I had played a little bit of Warframe in 2017. It seemed alright, but just nothing crazy, to be honest. It was very confusing. I didn't really understand too much of what was going on. I didn't really understand how to play the game, what to actually do, what to go for. And honestly, Warframe like pre-2020 or somewhere around there was just not that good. There wasn't a whole lot to do. I mean, this was before the new war. This was like before a lot of the main quest actually. This was when it was like taking years for just the main quest to progress. It was awful. I don't wish anyone to go through that. But I saw an advertisement on YouTube for Mesa Prime and thought, oh, she looks cool, I guess I'll go get her. And I got her, and she had been my main for quite a while until I started to actually get new frames, which was funny enough last year. So main frame then, it was Mesa. I'd say now it's more like maybe Wisp. It's kind of a toss-up. I have a lot more variety these days. If I just go into Warframe, look at my loadouts, these are like the main frames that I mess around with. I'll be on Wisp quite a bit. Saren, I've got 2 Sarens in this case. Proteus probably my third played out of here, maybe. Play some Korra, some Hildren here and there, a little bit of Octavia, Nova, Mirage, Valkyr. Only one I don't really play that much is Ember. We'll talk about her in a little bit. I mostly just have a loadout for her because I actually have her pretty built up at least. I don't have an X-list, but I mean that's not going to change anything at this moment at least. I at least have her with some subsumes. I have some builds. She's nothing really that crazy. But really, these days, I mess around with a lot of frames. It used to be just Mesa, but ever since I actually got a ton more frames, it's been fun to just mess around. It's nice to have different frames for the job. And I think Wisp is my main one because she's just very nice generally. She's got, you know, some good speed with remotes. It's fun to run around with a ton of strength, have a crazy roar, easy support for the squad, just very fun to mess around with, good for most objectives. And then Saren is actually if I need to do some more damage. Got a load of builds for her: Roar, Tempest, Sada, Miasma, Airburst. And then I even of course have the tank Saren over here. Thermal Sunder, Eclipse, Ward, Gloom. Very fun to mess around with when you just need a ton of damage. So I'd probably put her as my second main. And then the best weapon frame. Now this one is a bit more of a toss-up. It could be Saren if you're just talking about pure weapon buffing. Seriously, if you go to Saren, if you run a Roar run like this, Venom Dose, Toxic Lash, Roar, it's crazy. It does so much. And then she's very survivable as well with Molt. And I mean, I have Arcane Aegis in this point with Prime Redirection. But if I were to be doing like, what's it called, level cap, I'd probably run more so, where is it, Catalyzing Shields instead of Prime Redirection. She's just insane. And then the amount of just weapon buffing this provides is crazy. It can make dog water weapons actually look insane. But then there is the other conversation of Side09, because he has wall hacks. He provides status effects that are pretty dang good. He has basically an instant reload, and then he also has his sniper as his exalted, which is also pretty crazy. The only kind of argument that could be had against him for best weapon frame is that he's not really a melee frame, but really evade, permanent invis. Basically, you got wall hacks, you got the instant reload with whatever element damage you want. Yeah, I got the sniper. It's either him or Saren. I think that's for sure. But I think in my case, I'll probably just go with Saren. It's definitely a toss-up. It's between the two of them. And then best caster frame, you also have a few options that could be done with this. You have, where is the boy? Dante. You pretty much just permacast abilities for him. Get a ton of overguard. The support is crazy. You really just do not die with a Dante. It's ridiculous. And then I guess you could also maybe talk about Mesa, because she does activate and deactivate for a fair bit. You can maybe even talk about Noko with his bouncy ball. You could maybe even talk about Protea. Maybe even some Vauban with his rework. But really, I think it's either Korra or Dante. I'm gonna go with Korra in this case because at least solo she is absurd. She just does so much. Looking over at my avocado Korra, of course you got just general stuff. You got pretty much perma and vulnerability with shield gating. You don't struggle for energy at all with Nourish or like Hat's Hunt. It's your preference, really. You got crazy damage with the Whip Claw. You got basically a second companion that just also never dies with Pack Leader. You got you got Strangle Dome for just great defense. Again, damage in AoE, ad clear is insane. And then you can also go a bit more speedy with like Combat Discipline plus Arcane Agility. And then of course you even got her for farming with Pilfering Strangle Dome. She just really does so much. And then of course if you want to clear out the calendar, you can. It's easy. She just has so much. She's pretty much good in all missions. There's nothing really that she struggles with. She can do level cap, she can do exterminates with ease, she can do capture, spy is probably not even an issue. She does calendar again, and she does farming, like she just does it all. And then of course there's also just Veneri, just another really good companion to have that does also insane damage in ad glare. But I definitely feel like it's between her and Dante, probably. And then most underrated, I do have to agree with Brozyme that it is Zephyr. Zephyr is insane, really. You basically never die with her Turbulence, I think it's called. She's got good ad clear as well. Tornadoes too. They just suck up all the enemies. They can't really do anything. I guess I'll actually go to her. She's got air burst rounds for just extra secondary damage, and then on top of that, her passive, I can just look at it in here. That's right. Passive helps out secondaries quite a bit. If you want the passive disabled, you can do that with an augment. Tailwind is fun for open world missions, just zooming around. I do think it is like probably the one part of her kit that's like a little bit awkward to use, but then again, airburst also great. Good ad grouping, pretty good radius if you just max out the range, and you don't really have to care about strength too much. Don't even have to care about duration or efficiency too much. And turbulence, again, you're basically invincible. And then tornado is just 66 meter range, 31 second duration. This is not even with using the augment. She's crazy, but the reason why people don't really use her too much is because of her fashion. I do think the Konkura skin looks pretty good, but like just regular Zephyr Prime, her skins, like they're decent, but just nothing that crazy really. It's not really appealing or attractive to most people, I think. Like you got the Harrier skin, I mean it's cool, but not really attractive, I would say. Her biggest problem is just her fashion, and that's why people don't really use her too much. If she had a crazy skin, I think people would use her a lot. She needs that Ember treatment, really. And then most overrated, I actually feel like this is a kind of a hard one because I don't really think anyone overrates a frame too much. Like yeah, there can be some glazers, but there's gonna be glazers for like pretty much anyone. If I had to go with who I think is probably the most overrated, like some might say Limbo, but I don't really think anyone overrates Limbo. There's just, a tiny Limbo cult. They don't overrate him, they just they value him. He's precious to them, and they wish for him to be good, and they're waiting and praying for the day that he becomes good. But no one's really that overrated. Maybe Gyra is a little bit overrated, but I think for my answer, I'll probably just go with Revenant, because yes, he definitely is good without a doubt. I mean, Mesmer Shield, you're invincible, cool. Thing is, a new frame came around the block named Dante. Where the heck is it? There he is. And Dante pretty much just does Revenant things, but even better. And plus more, because Revenant is mostly good for Mesmer Shield. That's about it. The rest of his kit, kind of whatever. I mean, the dance spin thing is kind of fun, but that's about it. Most of his abilities are not that good. It's only Mesmer Shield because it's just so insane. But Dante, he provides overguard, does a little bit of damage too, just crazy support. All of Dante's abilities are good. And then critically needs rework. There's definitely a few options. I mean, if you want to think about critically needs rework, just look at the bottom of the tier list and then pick that frame, really. I think most people would argue Limbo or Loki, because Loki is just, I mean, Ash does things better than him, really. Necros ain't that good either, but I would probably argue Limbo needs to rework the most, because at least in squad play, he's more of a hindrance. You do not really want a Limbo on your team, because they're just annoying. They pretty much prevent you from playing the game. That's not fun. Whereas Loki, if you're in a squad with a Loki, he exists or just doesn't. You don't really know. You don't really care. He's there, but not really. Whatever. But Limbo, if you're in a squad with him, he can really just annoy you. So that's why I think he needs a rework the most, because he's just a nuisance in squad play. Then wish they were better. Again, you can have some opinions for this. Absolutely, Necros, Loki, Limbo, maybe even Avara. For me, I'm gonna go with Ember, because she has an heirloom skin. It's a really good skin. I think a lot of us love it. Mostly because of that, we wish she was better. If I were to go fashion aside, I'd probably say, I don't know, maybe Trinity. She did get some buffs a little bit ago, then I think she is pretty decent now. She just, again, probably needs some fashions that people really care for. I wish she had better fashion. That's what I wish for. But I guess Ember, for wish they were better, is my take. Again, mostly because she has that good heirloom skin. Wink wink. Maybe I kind of wish like Oberon was better too. I like his smite, but it could probably use some buffs. I wish his subsumed version of smite was better too. Nidus is getting some changes here soon. Really should help him out. Maybe Lavos could be a little bit better. Koime, however you say it. Again, Avara, maybe Hydroid, maybe Inaros. Some health tanking has gotten better. Grendel could maybe be a little bit better. Maybe Frost. Equinox, yeah, Equinox. I wish Equinox was better too. She'd probably be my second pick for wish they were better. Then the best kit. Again, few options for this. Dante. Dante's kit overall is just insane. Really good. Each ability is very nice. I think that's like my main contributing factor to the best kit. Just each ability is really good, to where you don't even really want to subsume any ability. And I think for me, for that, I'm probably going to pick Octavia. All of Octavia's abilities are really good, and she has some support to her as well. She basically does insane ad clear and insane support. That's really good. She even has invis, and not too many frames have invis. Octavia really just does it all. I know that there are some subsumed builds for her, but you really don't even need to subsume an ability for her. Some other options could maybe be Noko. All of Noko's abilities are really good. His passive is also pretty dang good. You could also probably say Mirage. She has some really good abilities. Her too, I guess, is a loser unless you're using the augment for it. Then maybe Nova. You could also probably say Saren as well. Maybe Volt is up there too. A lot of Warframes these days are pretty well designed. I'd probably even put Araxia up there. She has a nice kit too. The most fun frame now. Oh boy, what do I want to put for this? Because I don't really want to just put my main frames. I want to pick something unique. Like fun, but I don't really play it that much. I have not played... maybe... I was about to say I have not played Araxia too much. I think she's pretty fun. I need to actually get a build for her. Noko's probably pretty fun too. I think for me, I'd have to say Protea, actually. I think she's really fun with her turrets. I really like her gameplay loop. She has... my sets are a little bit more juiced. I have an invigoration right now for range. 100% more range. But Roar works really well on her with her passive. It's fun to actually try to kind of pay attention to your abilities and which one you cast. You can spam grenades if you want to. That's always fun. Just cover the area in it. And the turret is just also really fun to optimize. Dispensary, free energy, that's always nice. And then whatever your fourth is. For this one, I have Roar. For this one, I just have the regular old temporal anchor. Activate it with temporal artillery. You have arcane concentration proc, multi-efficiency proc. You get a crazy duration on it. It goes up to 30 seconds. And you just run around with your blaze artillery doing all the work. It's very fun, and she's got some pretty decent survivability too. Again, passive is very nice. She's a very fun frame to mess around with. Now on top of that, she's got good fashion. Just love this skin. Works out so nicely. And then best design. Okay, now this one's a bit harder to talk about. So not necessarily best kit, but best design. And there's so many things to talk about there. You could talk about their fashion design along with their kit design, like how they just fit together. Again, everything's subjective, but I feel like it's either Mesa, could be Varuna, could be Valkyr. She's I mean, her design's pretty good too. Could maybe even be Araxia. There's definitely quite a few options for this. I feel like even Mirage kind of fits in there. I feel like for me, I'm probably just going to say Araxia, actually. I have not used her too much, but from what I have and just what I've seen, she's pretty well designed. And then of course her like looks too and how that fits into the kit, it's very well designed. Again, you could also say Noko. I feel like there's quite a few options for this. And best fashion, again, another subjective thing. I feel like for me, again, I'm probably going to have to say Saren. And a big reason I'm saying Saren is simply just because she has so many skins. I mean, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. She has 16 skins. Like, that is insane. And of course, one of them is a Protoframe skin too, if you really want it. This one's highly subjective. I mean, you could maybe say Wisp too. I really like her fashions. Don't really care for her deluxe skin that much though. It's kind of whatever. But you got Mary if you want to use her. She even has a deck skin. Just really good stuff. Oh, and then another thing about Wisp and Saren is that their prime details, I think they look good with and without it. So best fashion, just again, very hard to say. But I'm just going with Saren because she has so many darn skins. And she's good with prime details with and without. And then favorite Protoframe. I mean, from like a character perspective, I would probably say Volt. Like Amir is just a really funny guy. Very entertaining, quite charming too. In terms of aesthetic, I'd probably say Owie. So it just depends on what you're talking about. My one question is how many people are going to pick Letty? But I think just from like a character perspective, Amir is just the most entertaining. But anyway, I think that's this list filled out. So let me know what you guys think of some of these, along with what your own opinions are. Like, what do you think is the best caster frame? What was your first prime? What's your main? Who do you think needs to rework the most? Who do you think's most overrated, best designed, etc.? But anyway, I think that's pretty much it for now. Warframe grind is still going good. I'm just really surprised about that Hesper and Aeolak, how fast that actually was. Still gotta do more Railjack, so I think that's what I'll probably be working on tonight. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all whatever I do next.